Hey guys, Jerry here, and welcome back once more to GregTech. Last time we set up the, if I can go the right direction, you can see up there, we set up the blast furnace. I've since put a roof over it because apparently it doesn't really like the rain, or at least it acts as a lightning rod, and that's not fun at all. So I decided to cover it up with some wooden slabs, as you can see up there. So today, I finally managed to gather enough, or to smelt enough of the stainless steel, so I have 5 plates now. I've also prepared everything else that we need to make the industrial centrifuge. So how about we just start by making that, because I've, done all the work. So this thing, it only takes 32 EU per tick energy units, so it's quite efficient in the whole way it works. I'm also gonna just do this properly this time. Get rid of that. Can I pick this one up? Yes, I can. And then basically what we do is we put the furnace here, and then we take this wrench and click there. And that should have moved the little output thing. No? I don't see it. There we go. And then we click this button. So basically now, whenever the furnace has cooked anything, it should automatically go into the chest. Let me actually just find something we can test it with, because that's something that's been bothering me a bit that I couldn't get to work. But now I finally think I've understood how it works, and someone also mentioned in the comments, so thank you for that. Don't ask me why I took those tin cans. I just did. Anyway, let's put these logs in here and see if we get charcoal in the chest. Da 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 da! Yes, we do. Excellent. That saves us a hopper. And that also means we can pretty easily get rid of this piece of tin cable, and we can put this one up here. Now, basically, I think the reason the stuff blew up when I pushed this button is that this button here, I'm staying far away from my mouse right now, it allows machines to pass power through them. And that apparently means that because there's also a cable here, each machine here has access to the power from the cable and the machine next to it. So apparently that means it has access to more than 32 EU per tick, and that makes them blow up. I think that's what causing it. Anyway, industrial centrifuge. This thing is magnificent. It does so much, it's ridiculous. The first thing we need to figure out is whether we have any empty cells, because a lot of the recipes for this involves cells to put stuff in. But basically what it can take is, it can take these impure piles of stuff that we get from macerating crushed ore. I should have some here, like there's some pyrite dust here. Let's just take that and test it out. And we can toss that in there and it'll start spinning. So it'll spin, and eventually separate the dust into its components. So once this recipe finishes, we should see a mixture of some pyrite dust and a bit of sulfur dust. Now these tiny piles of sulfur dust, you can then, if you have enough of it, you can combine into a big pile of sulfur dust. But now this is no longer impure, it's pure. And then you can take the pure stuff here, and if you then have the industrial electrolyzer, you can break the chemical bonds contained in here, and then for each 3 you put in, you get some iron and some sulfur. So yeah, that's again one way to get a bunch of stuff out of your things. So we got purer at least pyrite dust now, and we have these tiny piles of sulfur. So that's one way to get some sulfur. Let's just put this back in here. If we then look down here, you can see we have a bunch of like 30 pile of tin dust if you click recipes on this, or uses. If we find the centrifuge, you can see it gives a tiny pile of iron dust. The lead dust here contains small amounts of silver, which is really, really good, something we want actually. And the gold dust here contains tiny amounts of copper. So you can pretty much like kind of see on the icon what it contains. But I reckon we should take this lead dust here, because silver is something that we really like. It's kind of hard to come by. It comes from galena, and without the electrolyzer you can't make large amounts of it. So if we can sort of get this thing to work and get some tiny piles of silver here, we can make more electrum, which means we can make significantly more cheap what's it called, circuits. So that's a really good thing. We also need to get a bit of juice flowing in here. Let's take these 3 pieces of charcoal and just toss it in here as well. Get rid of them. And get all the juices flowing. Speaking of juices, I mentioned last time that there is one more generator that we can make, which will we can make at this stage of technology, which will significantly increase our available power supply, and that is the... Let's see if I can find it here. The thermal generator. Now this one is made out of a vanilla, or not vanilla, IC2 geothermal generator, and then it's an upgraded version of it. The IC2 one here is pretty good, but as you can see here, the thermal generator generates 3 times as much EU as the InventoryTweaks 2 one here. So we want to make this, but we want to make it so we can upgrade to this one. And that's pretty much what we want to do. So this one can be made with either aluminium or Invar. And since we have tons of nickel now, we can make all the Invar we'd ever want. So that is the next step, getting the thermal generator here. So let's see, 2 empty cells, 4 glass, a generator, and some iron atom casings. Should be simple enough. I think the generator should be priority numero uno. We need more redstone in here. There we go. Battery, and then we need a furnace. There's one there. And then finally we need a machine block, I think. Let's just quickly have a look here. Is it just under shape crafting, or... Yeah, I think it is. Generator, yeah. We need a steel machine hull. So that's something that we don't have right now. I think I've actually used pretty much all my steel plates. Yeah, I have 2 left. So let's quickly get the rolling machine over here connected. The reason I keep this disconnected is that it uses power all the time. Like it acts as a constant drain on the power source downstairs, which is really not something we want when we have the rock crusher working. But it does work pretty well with the engines we have down there, the steam engines. Also the little puff you hear down there, that's because we're producing slightly more steam than the engine can actually use. Alright, let's get this one disconnected again. And quickly see down here, do we have anything we can use a bit of extra steam for? We have this one, we could cook something in, I guess. There's a bit of iron dust here. Let's just toss that in there. And yeah, as you can see, we have I've cooked a bunch of stuff in there just to kind of get stuff cooked and use the extra steam. Get rid of the little pff sound. Alright, steel plate, let's see, we need... Find the assembly machine. Not the steam upgrade, the steel machine hull. Machine parts, random machine parts. Do we have any of those left? I moved all the stuff that we randomly use up here. So 1 of these. 6 of those, and that should work. We're also using pretty much all our power. Like, this thing is hungry. Unfortunately. The same goes for this thing out here, it's also really hungry. And we're just not producing that much power. Yeah, there we go. All clogged up. Let's see, do we have a crafting table up here? No, we don't. That's one thing I'm like one convenience that I'm having a hard time not getting used to, having a crafting table pretty much wherever I am, so I made one here. Get some of these, put those up in here because they're pretty efficient to burn. And finally pull the lever here again. I think we're gonna get rid of all of this. There's 4 pieces in there now, so let's put in 5 so we can get an entire silver dove star out of it. And let that process. And then hopefully before too long we have our steel machine hull. Yeah, excellent. That's fine. Get that, and that. Generator. Alright, next step. It needed some iron item casings. Do we have some casings down here? That's tin, yeah. Alright, so we need to get some iron atom casings. That means iron plates. I actually think we only need to roll 1. We need to put this one into the rolling mode. And that shouldn't take too long, and then once this is done, it should give us some lovely iron item casings. Yeah. Then we need some empty cells. Now, I know I have some somewhere, I just don't know exactly where they are. There they are. Excellent, 2 of those. Some glass. Do we have any in here? No, we don't. Glass, no. Glass, no. Glass, nope. Ugh. I know I have some somewhere. Glass, nope. I had some hardened glass. But that's not really what I want. Glass, yeah. Just barely what I needed. So let's see, generator, glass, cells, and casings. There we go, geothermal generator. Now the upgrade for this, 2 circuits, reinforced glass, which we have, and then 5 Invar plates. Invar. Do we have any of that left? Yes, we do. Now we just need to roll plates from it. Then we need to get the hardened glass, 1 of those, and 2 electronic circuits, which we don't have. Electronic circuits. They are the bane of my existence. Let's see. We need some red alloy plates for that, or some electron plates. We have red alloy. I think we need to make 4 plates of that. So that's going to take, again, a lot of power, because this machine, or this one at least, uses a lot of power to do this. So let's just quickly pull this lever again, and then I'm actually going to skip ahead for you guys until I have all the plates done. So see you in just a bit. Alright, we're back. It took so long to actually do the red alloy plates that I decided, well, this one's about to finish with the 1 piece of silver, so I combined it with a piece of gold, then I rolled some electron plates because they use so much less power to actually roll out into plates. So if we then go into this one, we can combine these with an iron plate, and then before too long we should get 2 of the basic circuit boards, and then we combine those with these 6, and we should have 2 circuits. So that should be easy enough, but there's one thing I kind of want to do before we get it, because I realized there's not a lot of room up here. Like, this is a bit messy. I don't have a problem with messy at all, but I would like to move this generator over a bit, and then have a copper cable running on top, and then we can put the geothermal generator down here or something like that. Just so that we have a bit more space to actually work with. There we go, these are ready, put those in, and they should make circuits for us. So once this one empties, we're just going to quickly move around a bit of stuff up there. Once again. And then hopefully before too long we'll get started on a real, like a real house to actually have all this machinery, rather than just having it sort of stuffed up here in our attic. So let's put the semi-fluid one all the way over there. Get some cables on top here, and then we can have the geothermal one right there. That also shortens the pipe a bit and allows for a bit faster respawn from when we turn on the pump until it actually goes into the generator. So let's see here. Are you done? You're done with one of them. Excellent. The other one is not far behind. As you can see, in order to speed up the entire process, I just disconnected this one out here a bit, so let's just connect that back up. This one doesn't use a lot of power, it just uses a lot of time. So like that's one of the first machines I think I'm gonna overclock, just because it takes a lot of time, and I would rather have it use a bit more power once we actually have a slightly more steady supply of power. We'll get that soon enough. But 3, 2, 1, and bam! There we go. Now we should be able to combine this with this, and this, and this, and these 5. Bam! Thermal generator. There we go. Now we can stuff this up here, and it looks exactly the same as everything else. But what it does allow us to do is grab... Let's have a look here. We can grab these empty cells, and then we can go... Let's go on a quick trip to the nether, really. There's a lot of lava in there that we don't need. We can also just grab some of the stuff out in front of the nether portal. I think that might actually be better, yeah. That's easier. In any case, we need to go down here. Like, eventually I think we want to drain out this lava lake here so we can actually, like, use it for something. So we pick up some lava in the cells here. And as you can see, they stack, so it's very efficient. Grab this line as well. And then we have 4 more cells. Can we... Alright, there we go. 12 lava cells. As you can see, mouse over them, each of them produces 30,000 EU per tick, or 30,000 EU at 24 per tick. So, this geothermal generator, or thermal generator alone, is pretty much enough to power the entire line of stuff at full power. If we then combine it with the generator, we reach 34, and that means we should netto have a build-up of energy. But as you know, we can store about 600,000 energy in total. We have about 200 or so stored. So, let's see, 10 of these is 300,000. We can... Let's put in half. And we get the empty cells back, so that's very efficient. I think this one also has like a big internal storage for stuff. Let's just stuff it all in there and get plenty of power. We can put these in here. And as you can see, the power is rocketing in here. This one's already full. And out here, progressing at a steady pace, we have enough to actually smelt some more stuff already. So let's... actually, I put the stuff in here. Let's put one more piece of stainless steel in here. Get that smelting. Once we have 5, we actually... we have 5 pieces of stainless steel in surplus. We can make more now. We can make more because we have the centrifuge. But, the stainless steel plates here, they do allow for some very interesting stuff, because they allow us to start on the first series of real electrical tools. So with the 5 plates that we have the choice between a mining drill, a lovely piece of equipment, allows you to plow through rock and dirt at a high speed. We can make a chainsaw, again a lovely piece of equipment, allows you to plow through leaves and trees at a very rapid pace. I think it can also, it might also be able to cut planks. I'm not quite sure. It can shear sheep, so that's good. We can make a tree tap and a wrench, or and a hoe. We can go for a wrench, or we can go for the... Well, I wonder what... Yeah, this one is the real one. This one's the Industrialcraft one. This one is the GregTech one. We can make the electric saw. Again, it's also a chainsaw, but this one is purposefully for crafting planks, I guess. It can be used for making these mixed metal ingots, but that's not something I'm gonna do. I'm also not gonna make stainless steel machine hulls, because that's not really something we need at the moment. Diamond grinder, I think we can make some of these with the normal steel. And then there is a bunch of, like, the next step up in our machine, the next machine we need to make is this one. And this one can also use normal steel, so that's not a big issue. It just needs a lot of it, because you have to make these 3 machines, first of all. But this is the next one, and basically that's what allows us to break the chemical bonds and stuff. But the centrifuge here, it has a long list of recipes that you can do, like, as you can see, 512 of them. A lot of them, of course, involves refining ores and such, dirt, or various pieces of things. But there are also some more interesting ones. Actually, let's just quickly start over again, because I think if we start from this line, you can take lava cans and get a bit of electrum out of it. If you have a large surplus of lava for some reason, you can take ice and make, or water cell, I guess, ice cell. You can split magma cream into blaze powder and slime balls. So if you have a lot of magma cream for some reason, you can even, like, you also use it to make stuff for fusion reactors. Uranium, you can refine there. Plutonium as well. You can even, like, take dirt and split out into sand, clay, and some plant balls, which can be used in certain engines as well. You can make methane, which again can produce a lot of power in gas turbines. So if you have like a big automatic farm, then you can have the surplus produce coming in here and making methane for a gas turbine. As you can see, lots of different food can be used for this. Mushrooms are really efficient. It's also very good for making rubber out, or getting rubber out of the sticky resin here, because you get the compressed plants, you get a plant ball, you get plastic pulp, which you can then use to Give a machine a soft whack. So you can make a plastic hammer that has knockback. It's actually a pretty good weapon. 5 attack damage and knockback too. Just give them a whack with a plastic hammer. You know what? I want a plastic hammer. It's almost as much damage as my steel sword. So we need to get a tree tap here and eat a can of food. They're pretty quick to eat. We just don't have a canning machine to make more, but whatever. Might as well use what we have. So get the rubber out of these trees, the sticky resin, and then we're gonna get plastic and make a plastic hammer. I'm actually wondering exactly what the soft whack entails. I know that the big hammer can also do the same thing, but I'm not quite sure what the soft hammer does, if it's useful for anything other than certain things. But I do like the fact that it has knockback to it. It has certain comic value. I appreciate that. So let's see, how much sticky resin? 16, that's perfect. So stuff that in there. And with all the power that we have... Let's see, this one's still full. This one's filling up. It's not filling up at all because we're draining a lot out here. But this one already has enough to make another ingot, so yeah, yes. Might as well get that smelting in there. I haven't quite decided what I want to make for my first proper electric tool. I am tempted to go with one of the chainsaws. But mining drill could also be really good. It's just that a chainsaw would make cutting trees a bit more fun. And also I think you can put leaves in here. Let's see, like oak leaves uses, you can make plant balls with them. You can compress them. See, what's a plant ball actually used for? You can macerate it into dirt, or you can compress it into compressed plants, which you can into a biocell, which you can extract to make a biofuel cell, which can then be used in a diesel generator. And I'm just wondering how much fuel you're actually putting into it. Like, an extractor doesn't use a lot of fuel. And the compressor doesn't use a lot of fuel either, and neither does the canning machine. So I think actually a canning machine might not be such a bad idea. It allows us to like use some byproducts. We need the automatic one. Recipe. A canning machine and a conveyor module. Canning machine. Tin plates. Steel machine hull. Circuit. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Let's see, I think actually we have some excess electrum here. As I've mentioned before, I've been caving and spelunking a bit to try and get enough minerals to actually do all this sort of stuff. And sometimes you come across a bit of silver. And coming across a bit of silver, of course, means that you can make electrum. And that, by far, is one of the best ways to use the silver that I've found. Let's roll some plates there, as you can see. Plastic pulp. And this one just cooks normally, yeah. Let's grab that and get down. Cook it down here where we have excess steam. And then we actually have enough to make a hammer. Bam. And also get the extra iron dust there. Alright, let's see. What else do we have? What was I doing? I was... Yeah, canning machine. Alright, well, I think I'm dragging on a bit too long here. So I'm gonna leave that until next time. We have the thermal generator, we have a lot of power. We have a better way of getting power now. So hopefully with a bit of ingenuity we can get like a lot of lava cells out of the nether. And then with the canning machine we'll be able to use a bit of the extra stuff that we get from the centrifuge here. And use that to just boost our power supply a bit more. Like, this one can actually earn itself back again. So that's going to be the theme for next episode. Until then, I'm Jerry, this has been Minecraft with the GregTech add-on, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye!